urban gameplay, bringing you the most explosive gaming review on the planet.
Round 1, fight!
Yo, Capcom has been teasing for quite some time now that they were going to release an updated version of one of the most popular fighting games ever to exist by the name of Street Fighter 2, along with some great new visuals, new characters and a couple of mechanical additions to improve the game. Even with this new version of a popular fighting game, there are both positives and negatives that surround the game, and considering that I've had the game for over a week now, I'm going to take a look at 5 things that I love, mixed with 5 things that I hate, and give my overall opinions towards the end. So let's get straight into it. Yo, with this brand new game, Street Fighter 2 has received a new visual update that smoothed out the visuals from the classic fighter, and it really does look pretty great. What makes it even better is that if you don't like the new style, then there's an option to turn it off at your leisure and return to the classic style we all know and love. Yo, there's a big issue that many people have found, especially myself, with this new game as a result of being on the Switch, and that's through the use of the Joy-Con controllers. Many fighting games work perfectly on the regular control pad or an arcade stick, but the Joy-Con controllers don't have the same feel to them, and it just comes off as a little bit uncomfortable at times. Pulling off certain moves like a fireball or even a dragon punch at times, or trying to connect some combos with them, just doesn't seem to work as it was intended to, and it fills me with concern that even to be halfway decent at a game, you've got to definitely fork over some extra cash to pick up the Pro controller. For me personally, I've already got that control pad, so it's not really a major issue, but for some gamers out there who's got the Nintendo Switch and don't have the Pro controller, maybe that might be a great consideration if you're thinking of getting Street Fighter 2. Yo, fighting games have a worrying notion to be rather hit and miss when it comes to the online functionality, so it's good to see that this classic title has gained a solid system to play online with. Regardless of how often or how little you decide to play online, you'll quickly come to the realization that the online is pretty stable, with very few instances of lag or showing up when you're playing online. So that's definitely a mode that I really do recommend testing out if you're really an online gamer, because the experience is pretty flawless at times. Yo, from what a number of people have found whilst playing online is that some of the new characters like Violent Ken at times is particularly a little bit too strong in regards to the rest of the other cast. While this may only be a problem for the very start of the game, it's quite demoralizing going up against a character that is yet to receive its nerfs when even the fighting game community recognizes it as a problem. So I definitely feel that maybe this doesn't apply to every single person that you come across, but what I found when I was fighting against Violent Ken, at times it definitely felt he was a little bit OP.
Violent Ken wins!
Yo, Way of the Hardu is a first-person mode where you play as Ryu and have to use the motion control nature of the Joy-Con controllers to fire out Hadoukens to waves of oncoming enemies to increase your score. Think of it as one of those bonus arcade stages back in the original Street Fighter 2 days, like the beat up a car mini game, just with a little bit more immersion involved. Trust me, this mode is definitely a workout. When I first played it, it definitely felt like I was in the gym. Yo, while I can't deny the idea of throwing Hadoukens to your opponent is quite fun and enjoyable, but within a few minutes of playing, you'll quickly come to the realization that the input delay for the game mode really isn't that great. You'll make the Hadouken motion to throw a fireball only for it to come out a few seconds later, and that delay is what really takes the fun away from the mode in general. After you do complete the game, you do get skill points to boost your character, but at the same time it definitely still doesn't make that much of a difference because you do find that there is still a slight delay.
One, fight!
Yo, the body battle mode is something we've never seen in a Street Fighter game before, and its addition is quite clearly a welcome one. The way the mode works is that you get to team up with a friend, be it a real person or an AI, and you fight together against a stronger opponent in a 2v1 scenario. You share a life bar, but the correct strategy and execution your opponent will be going down without an issue, and it only allows for more and more complex combos in the future for those of you gamers out there who are dedicated enough. Yo, a major problem many people have found with the game from the onset is that it shouldn't really be retail price of £40 right off the bat. Not when the game effectively is pretty much Street Fighter 2 with a couple of new additions here or there ported over to the Nintendo Switch. Many fans were expecting it to be pretty much half that price and were welcoming such a fact, but unless you're a true Street Fighter 2 fan like myself, that price is not really helping the game, nor is it going to help Capcom sales, in my personal opinion anyway.
You win!
Yo, something many fans seem to enjoy in fighting games is the opportunity to change around the colors of their favorite fighters to give them a more personalized look. Whether that's to look like an alien or not remains to be seen. However, with the addition of the color changer, you can switch out the colors of your favorite fighters and create a more unique look from the color palette for them specifically. Yo, I know that not everyone was a fan of the extra mini games in Street Fighter 2, but that's why the option to turn them off while you were playing the arcade mode was there. Hence why it's such a shame that they've been removed completely and without remorse. Yes, you didn't want to play them every time you went through the game, but it was a nice break every now and again to kind of switch up the gameplay, so it would have been nice to have the option to play them rather than just completely leaving them out for no reason whatsoever.
Final verdict.
Yo, overall Street Fighter 2 is a great fighting game experience, especially when looking at it from a nostalgic point of view. From my first couple of fights, all the moves came flooding right back to me from the great Super Nintendo days, and I was definitely unplayable for quite a few people online. There are loads to love in this game, such as the classic music, the great stages, and also the extra modes and functionalities such as the online gameplay experience that you witness here. Unfortunately, there are still a few of those negatives such as the price and the control issues that somewhat leave a little bit of a bitter taste in my mouth. Yo, I guess the million-dollar question is whether the game is worth buying or not. Well, I feel if you're a massive Street Fighter fan like myself, then it's hard not to take the plunge regardless if it's a little bit overpriced. But if you're not the biggest Street Fighter fan on the planet, then it might make you question whether you can part with so much money for this particular game, considering that it's around the same price as Injustice 2, which I feel offers way more in terms of the overall experience. I pre-ordered the game, so I kind of got it for around £35, plus with a nice t-shirt from the Nintendo store, so it was a little bit cheaper from some of the other prices that I've seen in various online stores. So if you are going to take the plunge to buy this game, make sure you do shop around first. It's definitely great to see a fighting game like this appear on a Nintendo Switch, but maybe waiting for the price to be reduced might not be such a bad idea. Anyway peeps, let me know in the comments below what you think of this style of reviews. Have you had the chance to play Ultra Street Fighter 2 yet on the Nintendo Switch? And whether you're a Street Fighter fan or not, do let me know. If you enjoyed the review, make sure you hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so before. And until next urban gameplay video, we definitely say peace out peeps.
Ryu wins! Perfect!
Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more cool urban gameplay videos.